Welcome to BP Methods. Today's topic is circles. What exactly is a circle? A circle is the locus of all points that are equidistant from a fixed center point. The distance from the center to any point on the boundary is called the radius. A line segment joining any 2 points on the circle is called a chord. And the longest possible chord, which passes straight through the center, is the diameter. There is a very important property. There is one and only one circle passing through 3 given noncollinear points. Let's visualize this. Suppose we have 3 random points, A, B, and C. Let's connect them to form a triangle. To find a center equidistant to A and B, we draw the perpendicular bisector of segment AB. Similarly, to find a center equidistant to B and C, we draw the perpendicular bisector of segment BC. Where these 2 bisectors intersect is the unique circumcenter. Using this point as our center, we can draw the perfect circumcircle passing through all 3 points. Theorem 1 states that equal chords of a circle subtend equal angles at the center. Let's prove this. We are given the circle and 2 equal chords, AB and DE. Since we already drew the lines to the center, we have formed 2 triangles, CAB and CDE. Since CA, CB, CD, and CE are all radii of the same circle, they are equal to each other. Because all 3 pairs of sides are equal, the 2 triangles are perfectly congruent by the side-side-side congruence rule. Therefore, the angles at the center, angle ACB and angle DCE, must be equal. Theorem 2 states that the perpendicular drawn from the center of a circle to a chord bisects the chord. Let's prove this. We start with a chord AB and a perpendicular line drawn from the center C down to point M. To prove that M is the midpoint, we draw radii CA and CB to form 2 right-angled triangles. In triangles CMA and CMB, the hypotenuses CA and CB are equal radii. The side CM is common to both triangles. By the right-angle hypotenuse side congruence rule, the 2 triangles are perfectly congruent. Therefore, by CPCT, the length of AM must equal BM. The chord is bisected. Theorem 3 is the converse. The line joining the center of a circle to the midpoint of a chord is perpendicular to the chord. Let's prove this. We are given a chord AB, and its midpoint M, meaning AM equals BM. We draw radii CA and CB to form 2 triangles. Since they are both radii, triangle CAB is an isosceles triangle, meaning angle A equals angle B. Now consider the line CM. In triangles CMA and CMB, we have 2 equal sides, and the included angle is equal. Thus, the triangles are congruent by the side-angle side rule. Therefore, angle CMA equals angle CMB. Since they form a straight line adding up to 180 degrees, both must be exactly 90 degrees. The line is perpendicular. Theorem 4 is a beautiful property. The angle subtended by an arc at the center is exactly double the angle subtended at any point on the remaining circle. Let's prove this. We want to prove that angle ACB is double angle ADB. To prove this, we join D to the center C and extend it to a point E. This splits our shape into 2 isosceles triangles. In triangle DCB, sides CB and CD are radii, so the base angles are equal. By the exterior angle theorem, the exterior angle BCE is the sum of these 2, which makes it double the interior angle BDC. The exact same logic applies to the other triangle DCA, meaning angle ACE is double angle ADC. Adding these 2 equations together, we prove that the total central angle ACB is indeed double the angle ADB. Finally, Theorem 5. A quadrilateral is called cyclic if all 4 of its vertices lie on a circle. The theorem states that the sum of either pair of opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is exactly 180 degrees. This means angle A plus angle C is 180 degrees, and they are supplementary. Similarly, angle B plus angle D also equals 180 degrees.